your vitamin M. This is your motivation for the week.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Yes, welcome to your vitamin M. The M stands for motivation. And as you already know, I am your host. I am Marchelle Sterling, and I am here to go on this journey of moving and shining and living outside of our comfort zone together. Welcome on tonight. I am so excited. You are getting your weekly recommended dose of motivation. You are getting it on tonight. And just think, we are already at episode 6, and we are in the midst of minding our mindsets. We have been talking about minding your mindset. Minding your mindsets. But before we get into talking about minding our mindset on this week, I am reminded of a quote from my coach, and I'm not going to say exactly how she says it, but the bottom line to it is, if others think that your life, if other people think that who you are is too bright for them, you're just too much for their personality, you know what you can tell them to go and do? Put on sunglasses, because if you are a part of the Sterling experience, if you are connected to me, we are all about shining and not hiding. That's not what we are in the business of doing. We are in the business of shining no matter what. We define our own lives for our own self, and we don't allow others to put us inside of a box. We define the box that we want to be in, and we can be in it or out of it. We can be in it or out of it. We can be in it or out of it, but it is up to us. That is the reason why, because we are shining and because we have decided to shine, baby, shine, we are minding our mindsets. Mind your mindset. And we have went on a dive, and it has been real. It has been authentic. It has just been an experience, and I have enjoyed bringing this and conversating with you. If you have the opportunity, and not if, you have the opportunity, I want you to stop and go follow me on LinkedIn and on Facebook to continue the conversation about minding our mindsets. When we started out talking about minding our mindsets, the first thing that we talked about is what is mindset. And I am reminded that your mindset is your attitude. It is your disposition. It is your philosophy. It is the way that you think of others and the way that you think of yourself. It is everything. Mindset is everything, because your experiences define and speak loudly for you, whether you want them to talk for you or not. Whether you choose for your mindset to speak for you, it is speaking for you in the way that you dress, in the way that you talk, and in the way that you interact. The things that you show up for and the things that you decide that you do not want to be bothered with, your mindset. That's why we were saying that mindset is everything, because it is my perspective, it's my viewpoint, and my experiences begin to shape my mindset. So I want to be mindful of my experiences, because it begins to define who I am and how I interact with the world. We left from there and we dive right into growth versus a fixed mindset. And man, let me tell you, growth versus a fixed mindset. What kind of person? Okay, just how do you operate? How, when you walk to a when you walk, when I walk through, that's not even my song, so nobody say it. Now, I don't know who sing when I walk through, but nobody take that for my sidebar, time out, time on the play. That is not mine. So there we go with that. Now, back to the regular scheduled program. Listen, when you begin to address or you walk through a problem, how do you walk through it? How do you address it? What comes up to you naturally? Because I told you that you have a natural inclination or disposition to a certain viewpoint. You are a certain mindset automatically. You have a certain mindset. You either are a growth mindset person or you are a fixed mindset person. And those can be interchanged depending on the situation that you are in, depending on what are you addressing, depends on maybe how you approach the situation. As a growth mindset person, listen, I am open to new ideas. I am open to new ideas. I don't believe that things are fixed. I believe that our intelligence and our talents can be developed over time, that we are not necessarily already geared up and have everything that we need. The things are there, but they have to be stirred up for us to get to the level where we need to be. And that's where the growth mindset person comes in. They say, and I say as a growth mindset person, that yes, it is within us. You have it in you. You are already equipped for the battle. You're already equipped to win. It's just that you have to be put in the right situation for it to come out, and you have to be open for you to feel it, for you to walk in it. But if you are a fixed mindset person, you don't believe that your talents and that your intelligence can improve. You believe that it is what it is, that I am born with what I have and I cannot do anything about it. And at times, there are some things. Remember, I told you that I am fixed. I have a fixed mindset about growth. I am rooted and grounded in. You are not going to move me nor sway me from the fact that I believe that I can grow, that I believe that there's greatness within me, that I believe that I have what I need and I have something for you. And on tonight, we've talked about mindset, what it is. We've talked about growth and we've talked about a fixed mindset. Now we're going to dive into a positive and a negative mindset. And listen, a positive and a negative mindset, positive and negative don't attract. They don't come together. They are polar opposites of one another. And when we think about a positive mindset and a negative mindset, let me just dive in and tell you, I'm going to start it backwards because see, in my mind, negative mindset is so easy to have. It is easier. It's just easier. It's easier to have a negative mindset and to be negative than it is to be positive. So we are going to continue our discussion after these messages.
It's time to take your business to the next level. If you would like to be featured on the Vitamin M Show or advertise your business or product in over 200 million homes, scan the QR code on the screen or go to www.marchellesterling.com.
Positive versus a negative mindset. And I told you I actually wanted to start the opposite direction, was to start with a negative mindset, because a negative mindset is so easy to have. It's easier to get along. You get more people that will agree with you at times when you are going along, just because you don't want to be bothered. You know what? I don't want to be in the out in the outside of the crowd. I want to be in the in crowd. And so at times it is very easy to be a part of the negativity. It's easier to walk around and complain about the job, complain about the family. If you have, well, you complain about your wife, so I'm gonna complain about mine. You complain about your husband, so I'm gonna complain about mine. It's easier to do that than it is to be the opposite. And when this came about and I started talking about it and I started thinking about mindset, I'm going to be honest, and we throw this word around in our world a lot, but it truly means a lot to me. And I know that people there, I'm not saying I am the only one, because I am not. There are a lot of transparent people out here, and this is transparency alert, being very honest, being very open about my journey, about my struggles. And I've always said to you guys over and over again that we are in this thing together. We are growing together. You're not growing by yourself. You're not growing outside of me and I'm the end all, be all, know it all, and you are just, and I'm just imparting things to you. We are in this thing together, and I learn just as much from you as you learn from me. And I have to be transparent in this moment. And by that, I mean that, friends, Sterling Inner Circle, those that are not, if you are not, you need to join the Inner Circle. This one hit home for me. And it hit home because my husband can testify and can agree and know that this is a true struggle for me. And so for me to come up and to tell people about positive and a negative mindset, I'm learning with you. I had to swallow my own pill on this one. I had to take my own vitamin M, because it does. It's a natural, it's something about, it's just in my mind, it's easy to attach those negative thoughts and those negative feelings. And those are the things that have held me back for so long, for so many years, the reasons why I said that I can't. The reasons why I said that I wasn't good enough, it was also because I was in agreement with other people, that I was agreeing that I wasn't, that I didn't measure up, that I was too dark, or my eyes, or I had one eye bigger than the other eye, or my hair was just a little bit too nappy and it didn't fit the mold, that I was just a little bit too dark. And so I could do that. And then once I'd heard it enough times, it became who I was. And so when God, and I can say God, when God began to use my husband and a friend to speak into my life, to speak, I was like, I can't. I just can't do that. I just don't have anything to say to other people. I don't have a story to tell. So to have a negative mindset is to have a pattern, and I want to say this right. It means a pattern of thinking negatively about yourself and your surroundings. It's a pattern of thinking that bad things will come your way, coupled with unpleasant emotions. And it's the doom and the gloom. It's the I'm not enough, that this is never going to work out, that I'm always going to be where I always am. And for me to stand here today, for me to have grown over this year and on it, and continue to get excited and continue to believe in myself, is a new journey for me. And maybe some of you, it will be a new journey for you. One of the things that I want to introduce you to is what's called the ants. And sometimes the ants in your life are so loud. And I learned about the ants through a group called Holsworth, but that I attended. But I also learned about ants by doing research along with Holsworth, just doing research online. And when you think about ants, ants are those automatic negative thoughts, A-N-T, the ant in your life, the ants, the automatic negative thoughts. And if you're anything like me, I have some automatic negative thoughts that come to mind. It's the I can't. I'll never be enough. I don't have anything to say to people. Those were the things that were going through my mind. And not sometimes, you have to put a block up and you have to mind your mindset. I have to begin to mind my mindset so that I put the ant to sleep, so that I don't allow them to overtake and to overcome my life, because there's greatness within us. We all have a work to do. Even sometimes before I get ready to get on to record and to come to you live, sometimes the ants have stepped in. And some may call it the imposter syndrome. But sometimes they are there, sometimes as a reminder to try to tell me to quit, to try to tell me to give up, to try to tell me to give out. But I have surrounded myself with such great people that remind me of my greatness, that remind me of who I am. And I use my positive affirmations. I am enough. I am built for this. I have affirmations on the side of my mirror that I repeat to myself when the ants begin, when those automatic negative thoughts begin to show up. I have my husband talking in my ear. Sometimes I go back and I read the feedback from events where I've been, where I've spoke, and they've sent words, and they've sent a text message, or they sent an email telling me that I impacted their life, telling me that it was good, that it did work out. See, according to a doctor, his name is Dr. Grant Brenner, he said that we are, because of our fight and flight syndrome, that our fight or flight, the hormone and the gene that comes up when you either need to fight or you want to run, when that begins to come up, it's because we have a genetic disposition. We're built around negativity because you have to be in survival mode. So when you have to be in survival mode, what happens when you have to be in survival mode? It means that something negative, you are looking out for something negative to happen, for something to go wrong. And because we are hardwired that way, we have a natural inclination within us to go to something negative. But we have to be very intentional about that. And we have to set forth and know it, but then what are we actually going to do about it? When you know something and you know it to be true and you know for you to have this disposition, what do? You become intentional about your surroundings. You become intentional about your surroundings because it takes 5 positive interactions to overcome every negative thought. So that's why you have to continue to watch the vitamin M over and over and over and over and over in order that you can overcome the ants, and we can overcome the ants together. We're going to talk about positive mindset when we return.
Book Marchelle Sterling for your next event. Services include keynote addresses, conferences, workshops, breakout sessions, and staff meetings. For more information, scan the QR code on the screen, or go to www.marchellesterling.com.
We have been talking about minding our mindsets. Mind your mindset. We have dove into positive and negative mindset, and where we've spent the last few minutes has been on a negative mindset, really talking about what a negative mindset is. And for me, again, it is so relatable because people don't know the struggle and how I try to express the struggle, but we are in this game together. And so I don't look to be perfect. What I look to be is authentic. I look to be honest. I look to be transparent. And I can say that this one hit home. Again, that I had to take my own vitamin M because it is just a natural thing for me to automatically, my mind automatically goes there. Oh my gosh, I just can't do this. Oh my gosh, what was I thinking? Why did I convince myself again to do this? But one day I did. One day I felt the fire. I felt it. And one day I got in it and I was like, yes, here I go. And I was like, listen. And then when the ball started rolling, it was going down the road and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not a quitter. I'm not going to give up. So I have to stay in it. And then I just began to, it was like I enjoyed it. And then I enjoyed it again. And I pressed live again and I enjoyed it. And I pressed live again and I enjoyed it. So when we think about that now, I'm telling you before we left that research says that you have to have 5 positive interactions to every negative interaction or every negative thought. So to kill every negative thought, I say 5 things to myself. And that is, for me, the easy way to do that is through positive affirmations. And that's the way that I do. But it's positive affirmations. It's positive interactions. It's the way I view and the way I look at the world. All of that because I begin to mind my mindset and I take my mindset captive. And so if we talk about a negative mindset, we also have to talk about a positive mindset. And a positive mindset is basically defined as being optimistic. It's the practice of focusing on the good in any given situation. It's the belief that positive things can happen. It is those of us that laugh like my mom loves to do. And if you on here, you know who my mom is, you know she will laugh at anybody in any situation. She don't matter what it is. She don't care. She's going to start laughing because she finds medicine in laughter. That is her way of staying positive. And it has an impact because when she starts laughing, then the people around her begin to laugh and you find humor. She's by nature a positive person because she finds humor in the failures that she makes. And she's gonna kill me when I tell y'all this story, but I'm telling off on my own mama. My mama fell down one time, guys, in front of the post office. Me, I would have been embarrassed. I would have been like, oh my gosh, I probably would have laid on the ground and started crying because it would have just been like that. But that lady did not. My mama laid down there and laughed, got up, dusted herself off, went in the post office, laughed with the people, told people about it, called me on the phone, told me about it. That is how positive people are. They find laughter and fun in everything. And I said, what happened? I don't know, girl, but it was sure funny. She said, next thing I know, I was just rolling on around in the dirt. And I'm like, Ma, how you end up in the dirt on the ground in front of the post office? I don't. But that is a positive outlook. And that's how we all have to be, that when we fall in front and we roll in the dirt in front of a whole bunch of people, instead of getting embarrassed and crying and being mad about it and trying to tell people to stop laughing, she was laughing and everybody else was worried about her. That's how we have to be about life. That is, and if you think about it and you go back, and if you watch the attitude, and if you watch the episode of gratitude versus thankfulness, or thankfulness versus gratitude, remember that gratitude is an attitude of appreciation under all circumstances. It is an attitude of appreciation. So see, a positive mindset and gratitude go hand in hand. Do you see how they all connect? And do you see how they coming together? You pull them all together and it all works out. It is highlighting a positive attitude. It's highlighting the good things that are happening in your life. Even in the failure, what can I learn? What can I do different? What can I change? And here we go. Listen, when you are thinking about negative thoughts, how do I let negative thoughts go? And I have 3 things for you. Pause for a moment and just stop. Just pause. Label your thoughts. Give them a label and then choose your intention. And then how do I practice a positive mindset? Believe you can. Savor the moment and focus on growth over success. We want to succeed, but it's growing along the way. What are you learning along the journey? This has been your Vitamin M. Mind your mindset. Positive versus negative. And we want to be a positive people. Have an amazing week.
Next week on Vitamin M.
Abundance means a very large quantity of something. An ample amount. It means more than enough. There's enough to go around. I have enough of what I need. What is the something? What is that something? It says a very large quantity of something. What is that something?
Join us next week to get your weekly dose of Vitamin M. Book Marchelle for your next event. Advertise with us. Scan here to set up your discovery call. Let's grow together. Join the Sterling Inner Circle today. Please visit our website at www.marchellesterling.com.